So I don't know if you saw it, but Tim Dillon did an interview with CNN, and this interviewer is something else. She's, as one commenter said, she's 44 and she sounds like she's 20 years old. But anyway, this could be called Tim Dillon teaches. Oh, somebody else in the comments said this is Tim Dillon. Sounds like Tim Dillon explaining the world to his 20-year-old niece. So let's just listen to it. This is from Joke World.
It's the full 70-minute Tim Dillon interview that was recorded over a month ago, but did not get released right away because they wanted to edit the footage. And after watching the entire thing, it's pretty clear why.
Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert, left-wing critics of the Bush administration and of the Iraq War. Why do you think that style of comedy has fallen away?
Has it?
Yeah, I mean, according to the people who worked for them,
I think Jon Stewart's still very popular and goes viral all the time, saying interesting things,
you
right?
think The Daily Show gets the same kind of audience?
I don't think The Daily Show does, but I think Jon Stewart, because you brought up Jon Stewart. So why? Well, that's a story of why traditional media has just declined. That comedy, there's very, very successful comedians that are left of center comedians.
Like who?
I mean, what do you mean, like who? Chelsea Handler. I think John Mulaney, probably. I think that you would find Sarah Silverman. I think Bill Burr, Louis C.K. He's never voted for a Republican in his life. Why? Because he's an imperfect person? These are massively successful comedians. They're all more successful than I am. And there's nothing wrong with that. And they're all left-leaning comedians. Is there this idea that, like, they're not around or you can't find them? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
No. But there's not this cultural energy.
Kimmel, Fallon.
But all those people who had the kind of like left-wing shows like Amy Schumer and Michelle Wolf, those have all been canceled. All those shows are canceled.
Well, but there'll be new ones. I mean, do you not have the faith? Do you think there's going to be no left-wing comedy?
I don't see like a little ecosystem or like a galaxy.
A galaxy?
I mean, you might dispute this, but like in the sort of right of center
there's a galaxy.
World, right?
Establishment.
There's Rogan and there's all this stuff.
I mean, again, is Trevor Noah not popular? He does arenas.
No,
He's an arena comedian. He's one of the most popular comedians in the country. Hassan Minhaj, Ronnie Chang. These guys are all left-wing and they're all really funny, really popular comics who I'm friends with and like.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think this thing's happening. Whatever everyone thinks happening, I don't think is happening. This idea that like left-wing like where are they? Where are they to be found? Where's Amy Schumer? I don't know. She's in her $15 million townhouse in Brooklyn. I think she'll be okay.
CNN finally released the full 70-minute.
So this is this kind of crazy narrative they're trying to push that, oh, it's all right-wing comedy. Like, what are you talking about? Where is it coming from? There's no universe and galaxy because Joe Rogan has a popular show. By the way, Joe Rogan is a traditional liberal. He supported Bernie Sanders. He said he would vote for AOC. And then the Democrats became authoritarian fascists. So it's funny now, if you oppose the Ukraine war, you're considered right-wing. If you oppose medical mandates of experimental drugs, you're considered right-wing. I thought My Body, My Choice made you a left-wing. Well, if you're My Body, My Choice, you're now a right-winger. So people who used to say My Body, My Choice, now they don't say that anymore because they don't mean it, because they're for mandating experimental medical treatments to everybody or you can't go to work. They say I'm pro-abortion, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard. But they say it, and they say it with a straight face. So all these, so this idea that, oh, there's no left. Yeah. The thing that used to be left, they just call them right wing now because the Democrats have become authoritarian fascists, being for free speech. That used to be a lefty thing. Criticizing big pharma, that used to be almost exclusively a purview of left liberals. It's all over. So all these things so that's why they call people like Joe Rogan a right winger, and they call people like me a right winger, and Matt Taibbi. Why? Because he's for free speech. He's for the First Amendment. Oh, you must be a right winger. And you notice how she whispered? She whispers when she talks. All those shows have been canceled. You mean 2 shows are no longer on the air? 2 shows? Every late night talk show, except for the Fox News one, is completely in the tank for the Democratic Party. I'm not going to call them liberal. I'm not going to call them lefties, because they're neither of those things. They're for the establishment Democratic Party. And if you haven't figured it out, the establishment Democratic Party is anti-worker and pro-war and pro-censorship and anti-free speech and anti-bodily autonomy and pro-big pharma. I don't know if you noticed that. They're not left or liberal. The Democratic Party are authoritarian fascists. I hope that word doesn't get overused too much, but it probably doesn't mean anything to hear the word fascist anymore because they've overused it so much. But that's what that is. So good for Tim Dillon. And what I encourage everyone to do is to go read the comment section under the full interview, because it's hilarious. Let's read some of the comments just under this little clip. Let's see. This chick drank a full bottle of NyQuil before this interview. She seems like a bad choice for this interview. She has to be one of the most insufferable interviewers I've ever seen. Holy F, props to Tim for even being willing to talk to this person for 70 minutes. She's unbearable. Her entire demeanor is just oozing. Keep talking, but I'm taking nothing you say serious, even though they are factual and dispute my point. Tim cannot be questioned by amateurs. She is insufferable, and her take in her first day on the job, and she goes done smoking weed with Teddy Bear and Mark Wahlberg. Timmy D broke her down gently. She has no real rebuttal. I hate the way she talks, that whisper. She wasn't ready for Dillon and was completely out of her depth. 100%. I love that. So she's just in that bubble. She doesn't. She's never heard someone push back on that idea that, oh, there's no more liberal comedians. She's never heard anybody push.
What is she? I can't even believe what she's thinking about, because like you're saying that every late night talk show host couldn't be more in the tank for the Democratic Party. I mean, they've never said a harsh word about Joe Biden ever. That's so unlike when I was growing up and watching
from SNL to the late night talk shows to Daily Show. I love this. This is one of my favorite comments. It says, her demeanor is that of an SNL skit. She literally looks and sounds like someone is doing an impression of her, but it's just her being herself. Like, that's the kind of thing you would do. You would act like she's acting if you were doing it satirically to try to make fun of her, but she's already a joke. The reason CNN waited so long to release this interview isn't because of Tim Dillon. It's because of this woman. When the edible kicks in, but you still have an important interview to do. She's like a snobby therapist that is judging you and making wild assumptions about your life. They chose their weakest mind to interview Tim. Anyway, so I'm nervous about doing this interview. Here, take this whole prescription of Xanax. So anyway, great job by Tim, and CNN is a joke. Come see us live in Los Angeles, Buffalo, Toledo, Montreal, Ottawa, Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, London, Liverpool, Birmingham. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.